Welp, here we are on YouTube, the place where the Welpdom lives.
So stupid. This look. This is a Patreon request from Murdoch. Okay, now Murdoch, he's a smart guy. He's one of our faithful patrons, but he's like highly intelligent. You kind of get that from this guy, like
He is.
yeah. He seems like he's very articulate, even for German. He's he. What? What did I say? What?
Even for a German.
Well, Germans they're always so like angry at everybody, Must destroy the world. Anyway, so I don't know. Is this going to air? Are we recording?
Yes.
Oh, okay. My country is not good enough. Voice gets noise in the whole world.
Oh,
okay,
my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Stop.
You stop. You stop. Just read the thing you're supposed to read.
Oh, Germans will hate me now? Well, I'll just join the long line of people they hate. Okay, so all right. All joking aside, Murdoch, do you still like us? Okay, so Murdoch wants us to do this album. He joined the album tier on our Patreon, and he always gives us like.
Well, let me say this about.
Let me just say it. He gives us intelligent type stuff. That's what I'm saying. He always gives us stuff that makes us think. It's out of the it's. I don't want to say weird, but it's always like I would never thought of even listening to this. It's always interesting. What do you got to say?
I make words with mouth.
Okay, what's up? People don't care anymore.
I just wanted to say basically that Murdoch has pretty much nailed it time and time again. He's picked obscure songs from bands even that we like. I remember that Queen one I really enjoyed.
That's right, that was him, wasn't it? Yeah,
it was out of nowhere, and
sure.
He seems to always just kind of like, I think these guys, this might be something they've never heard, and then boom, and then we love it. So it's been very successful over and over again.
Yeah, so thank you, Murdoch. Thank you for supporting our channel. Thank you for joining the album tier, which is the top tier on our Patreon. This album, Nathan, is called SF Sorrow. It's the fourth album by a rock band from England called Pretty Things. That's the name of the band. No, Pretty Things.
Oh, well, on iTunes it says The Pretty
They just go by Pretty Things. Just Pretty Things.
Okay.
Yeah. According to Wikipedia, they go by Pretty Things, not The Pretty Things.
What's SF Sorrow mean?
I'm going to get there. Great question, Nathan. This album was released in 1968, and it is considered or known as one of the first rock operas ever released. It's a concept album, and what's the concept? Do you say? Well, it's based on a short story by the singer Phil May, and the album is structured as a song cycle telling the story of a main character, Sebastian F. Sorrow, from his birth through love, war, tragedy, madness, and his disillusionment with old age. Members of The Who, Nathan, have claimed that S.F. Sorrow did not have an influence on Pete Townsend or his writing of Tommy. Well, that's great. I don't know why that was there.
Maybe because.
But however, oh, sorry, The Pretty Things. It is The Pretty Things. My apologies. The Pretty Things and several critics disagree with The Who. So The Who has said, no, this was no influence. But people are kind of saying, yeah, we kind of think it is. But I don't know Who's Tommy. Have you ever heard of the album Tommy by The Who?
My knowledge of The Who is pretty simplistic. It's just the hits, honestly.
Right.
Yeah. So I did want to say, I don't know if you can see the album cover on your end. Can you see
I
that?
can.
If you look really closely in the middle of that sun, what does that look like to you?
Why does... Let me just look at that closely. That looks like a penis. A cock and balls flying out of the sun. All right. Well, there's my penis.
Yeah. Well,
Okay. Okay. So here we go. You ready?
I'm ready. SF Sorrow is born.
SF Sorrow is Born. Is that the name of the song? Sorry.
Yeah, and apparently this one had a star beside it. I don't know if this is the release or if this is like a radio play or what, but we'll find out.
Oh, let me get to that, Nathan. I'm sorry, I accidentally closed. So you just hit play and
okay.
Let's get to it. Let's do it.
Behind the windows or a Christmas tree. Then a couple from up north, Sorrow and his wife arrived. Before the sun had left the streets, they were living inside. Then before too long, the street it rang with a sound. Number 3, there came the cry. SF Sorrow is born. SF Sorrow is born. SF Sorrow is born.
SF Sorrow is FS Sorrow.
SF Sorrow is born. Days were spent in the grey of his mind as he stole love with the tongue of lies. The world it shrank in size. SF Sorrow is born. SF Sorrow is born. SF Sorrow. SF Sorrow. SF Sorrow is born.
So Phil May, he was 24 at the time of this recording.
Ooh.
Which is crazy. This is their 4th album already. He's 24.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the writing credits for this. Dick Taylor, John Povey, Phil May, Wally Waller.
Yeah.
And
that's the band.
And Twink.
Yes, Twink. Twink. Well, let me help you out here. So Phil May is the vocals, okay?
Okay.
Dick Taylor, he's lead guitar.
Okay.
Wally Waller, he's the bass.
Okay.
John Povey plays organ, and Skip Allen plays drums. But Twink, he's on drums.
Oh.
Twink likes to bang the skins, as they say.
What?
What? I was
gonna seriously go like if I'm gonna have a nickname in a rock band, it's got to be Twink.
Right. Yes, that's the name.
Twink, lay down some tracks for us. All right, I got you.
Hey, Twink, you are not choosing the nightclub ever again that we're going to. All right.
I just think did he eat too many Twinkies? Was he just
all right? We get it. Yes,
toes.
Twinkle toes. Yes,
Twinkle little star.
Yeah, twinkle little star. Yes, he ate Twinkies while he was looking at Twinkle little star while he was making love to other people. Okay, so What are we doing here? This is the
I don't
worst
know.
reaction.
This is not the worst. This is the funnest. Okay, ready? Next one. What is it?
We didn't even talk about the song.
I loved it. It was a great song.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Moving to it. I love the acoustic, like it wasn't like it was like a rock song broken down, kind of almost like a, what do you call that? Eric Clapton made that famous, calling it unplugged. It's like they unplugged a little bit, and it had a little bit of that Beatles sound to it still. Like there's a bit of an homage to the Beatles there. It's got to be.
I think Twink's contribution to the album art was the phallic symbol in the middle.
So are you going to talk about the song, or?
Yes. It's a great introduction to the concept of the album. I like the harmonies. It's very interesting. It's very 68, but I like it. I like this early... Like it says, this is considered to be one of the first rock opera type albums. So we're really seeing the first of something unique and something that's been done, of course, lots, which is great. It's a whole genre. Rock opera is a genre, right? So this is really cool to get this early concept album ideas and the story of SF Sorrow. But Nathan, I thought really quickly here what I'll do for you, because I'm just that kind of guy. You ready?
Okay.
So I'll give you like a quick little breakdown of the stories that goes through each song. So SF Sorrow opens with the birth of the story's protagonist at the turn of the 20th century, Sebastian F. Sorrow. He's born in a small, nameless town to ordinary parents in a house called Number 3. The town is supported by a factory of some sort referred to as the, quote, Misery Factory. So that is the first song. That's where we are in the story. So I thought that'd be nice just to do a quick little byline of each little event that we just listened to so we can follow the story along.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. And one other thing. We will do this in 3 parts. Officially, the album has 3 sides, so like 3 parts of the story. So it's a nice little break. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
All
right. Well, the next song, Nathan, is called. You ready? I've got it right here. You ready? Are you ready? It's called "Bracelets of Fingers."
Bracelets of Fingers.
Bracelets of Fingers. Yes.
Okay.
Love, 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 love. Love, 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 land of love.
It sums up the 60s.
Stretch out their arms, I must wait a while. Bending my mind as I pick up the flowers in May. Hearing the laughter that turns into tears every day.
Stereo sound.
Yeah, I love it. I love how they that early stereo stuff.
Yeah.
Tumbling through leaves as I scatter the seeds on an eider down. Love, 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 land of love.
Really trying different sounds, eh?
Daylight arrives with the turn of the skies. I must wait a while. Clouds building castles, the wind comes and blows them away. Tears in the water make circles for me as I play.
So I'm gonna do like the quick bio of the song, and then we'll talk about it. So Sorrow, he's an imaginative boy, has a relatively normal childhood until it ends abruptly when he needs to get a job. He goes to work with his father at the Misery Factory, from which many men have been laid off. This might make SF the subject of hate in a sense that he might be a scab of the story, or perhaps the young boy who is now taking some older man's job. All right, and he comes into his sexual adolescence during this period. Bracelets of fingers.
Okay. Oh.
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah.
The phallic son.
The phallic son.
So you can't listen to that and not hear the Beatles. I don't know, like to me, like
Who?
Yeah,
Who?
the Beatles. The Who.
Yeah. Well, this is Here's the thing about the Beatles. Now, I'll say this about them, and this is not a knock on them. They had a sound, and like every band from like I don't know, think of like every artist. There's a genre which they fall under. I think the Beatles, even you could argue they might have created the genre of whatever it is you want to call them.
Mm-hmm.
But bands from this area and time are gonna be like, hey, I kind of like that sound. We're gonna do our own stuff, our own writing. Yeah. So the harmonies, the vocal work, you could almost. This is like, but this is, I would say, this is a darker version maybe of the Beatles in a sense. It's more psychedelic. Even though they were very psychedelic, but this has a darker feel to it, maybe than maybe what. But yes, the vocal work is very reminiscent of a Beatles sound, of course. Yes,
and I almost think it's like, how do I describe this? It's kind of like they. Oh man, I had the idea and then it's gone. It's gone.
I'm sorry because I talked. I'm sorry.
No. It's okay. It sounds very Beatles to me. I'm like, oh, like somebody who's just listening to this, whatever, 40, 50 years later after it was put out, and I'm just hearing the Beatles stuff. But like you say, like this was kind of an explosion era. That's what I was trying to get to. It's like the era of the '60s was this like everyone's trying different things, musically, sexually, everything, And so because of that, there's I'm sure there's a lot of borrowing going on of sounds, but there's also I don't know if this is the Pretty Things sound or if this is them hearing Beatles and then kind of imitating it, or if it's them, if the Beatles imitated them, like there seems to be that potential as well. So
sure. Well, yeah, who knows, right? Yeah, good. I mean, this is very interesting, and like we said, this is. I think, despite maybe the Beatles' vocal sound work, this is unique enough that this is their music. This is the Pretty Things music. This is who they are, and this is definitely a very much a concept album. The material is original because Phil May wrote this story that they're basing this music on. It is playing like a play.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one, Nathan. She says good morning. She says good morning.
All right. Let's hear it.
She's there waiting at the gate, painted by the dawn. She's there waiting at the gate as the velvet night sky's torn. She says good morning. I smile and say the same. laughing on my way to work. Her smile keeps me warm. She said good morning. I smiled and said the same. She stands waiting at the gate, a picture in my brain.
Oh, so you talking at first?
I know. I thought it was you.
It's the bus. Oh, really? Oh, no. It's lucky I missed the bus.
All right, so quickly from here, Nathan, joy exists for him in the form of a girl across the street. She says good morning to him every day, and he thinks about her constantly. This is the factor that keeps him going despite his childhood's abrupt ending, having to work. The two fall in love and become engaged, but their marriage plans are cut short when sorrow is drafted. Ooh, there you go.
I see.
So that leads into the next song called Private Sorrow. I like it. It's cool.
Okay, musically about that song, I guess I'm trying to think of like, I had a bunch of different thoughts during that song that I don't
start
know.
with something.
I don't know if I'm going to share all of them because I don't.
Oh.
Because sometimes like I have a thought and if I express it, you get some people that get upset by reality sometimes. So
oh boy.
So not every song is like a great song, right? Not every song is like this, like, ooh, what an awesome song. And I was listening to that and I was like, that song just seems a little like dry musically. Like I get that it's part of the story but it was just kind of like dun, 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 dun. And it just felt slow. I don't know what it was. It's just I was like, it's okay, you know. Like if you go back into history, there are like, even if you go to classical music, like sometimes there's people who go to classical music and they're like, everything that was created in the past is this like wonderful music because it was in the past, because it's old, and because, you know what I mean? And I don't think that's true. I've listened to a lot of classical music, and there's a reason why there's guys like Beethoven and Mozart that they've kind of lived through the ages. And there's plenty of music that's in the past that's just not that good. And I don't know, I just found that song fits into that category. There's a reason why the Pretty Things aren't played on every radio station today. That's what I'm getting at.
Interesting. I'm 180 from you.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
I love that song. I love that song a lot. I thought it was fantastic. I loved it. I love the and I'm also listening to this is 54. Am I getting that right? Am my math right? Yeah, 54 years ago. That's right. Yeah. This is 54 years ago. And I guess I'm listening to it. This is a 1968. I can only imagine if I was like some 15-year-old kid in 1968. This is what I'm listening to. This is what I would have probably been almost anti-Beatles. Maybe, you know, I don't know. I don't know if I was a 15-year-old kid, Beatles, little screaming girls, you know. So 15-year-old Ryan in 68 might have like thrown this in. I love that song. I thought it was great. I thought it was fantastic. I like that this was a 68. It was heavier than I anticipated. It was I like that. Good morning. I like these actors talking in the background. I'm not too sure what they're saying, so I got to listen to what they're saying. So I think that's a really neat idea to do. Again, 54 years ago. There's a lot going on here, and I don't know. I really like that one.
Okay, yeah. Cool. Well, let's see if there's something for me on this album then. Just kidding. No, I enjoyed the first song a lot, actually.
Actually?
That last one. Yeah, actually. Yeah, that's right. I said actually. Say it again.
You said actually. Actually.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, okay.
I'll say it. All right. So Private Sorrow. Yeah. How I feel every time we do our channel. Privately sorrowful.
12-string guitar.
They got the military drum.
Ooh.
Heaven's rain falls
A
upon
little flute.
faces of the children who look skyward. Twisting metal through the air, scars and screams so you might know it's fury.
Twisted Metal. It's a fun video game.
Seashells whistle, let your mind drift away. Seashells whistle, let yourself hide away. Men walking tall, looking so small, green trees of light disappearing, mouthing the sounds, face counting the frowns, like the lips of command. Torn in the heart, you're playing a part. Courage it is so demanding. Loud brassing bands marching through lands. Life's touching hand is near. Heaven's army falls upon the skirts of Mother Earth and then fly skyward. Twisting wings through the air, lift the soul so you might know his fury. Seashells whistle, let your mind drift away. Seashells whistle, let yourself hide away. Dressed in white silver rain, you marry the pains. You kneel in the church, bright steel. A new morning arrives, share the same skies. I'm brotherring a lamp full of peace. As a memory fades on the edge of a blade, you return, you're sure that you will. From the frame in your hand, a smile expands. Hang from a thread of glass tears.
Dennis Arthur Smith, listed missing. Corporal John Charles Edward Smith, killed in action. Private Jonathan Leslie Smith, listed missing. Lance Corporal Nigel Smith, listed missing. Private Paul Smith,
All right, so so Sorrow joins the light infantry and goes off to fight in a war, possibly World War One. Sorrow sinks into a daze, living out the entire war in a funk. Soon the sounds of gunfire and artillery become the rhythm to his life in a daydream. He survives the war and settles down in a land called Americ, obviously referring to the country America, because the first words to the next song, Balloon Burning, are New York. So that's where we are now in the story. Yeah, okay.
Okay. That was a more artistic kind of song, I think. Definitely had that kind of like struggling with the war and figuring out what you think about war. You know, I mean, that's the time period to a T. Like, you know, the late 50s, early 60s is...
Yeah, Vietnam War was going on at this time, the conflict there.
Yeah.
So that was certainly in America's heart. Yeah. And, well, the world's, but this is an English band, but still, yeah.
And then you've got, like, so many kids are kids of, like, these are the baby boomers growing up, right? These are, you know, and so they're they're reflecting on their parents and the history of war and what do we think about this, right? So
war, what is it good for?
Absolutely nothing.
Say it again, Nathan.
The other thing that's obvious in this one, to me anyway, it feels very obvious, is Pink Floyd must have listened to these guys too. I mean, the sound isn't the same, but the idea of approaching an album conceptually like this in a similar, I would guess the members of Pink Floyd would have listened to The Pretty Things or similar songs. Anyway, it just feels very thematically very similar.
Another great song. I love it. I love war songs. I'm always kind of partial to them. I'm in the Navy and the military faction, but I'm in the Navy. But I'm always partial to the military stories and movies and definitely in song and this journey of this young kid going through this, the gunfire, the stomping of the feet at the end there. The whole. I love the flute. I guess that's a flute or something playing the drum beat. It sounded like a military cadence, and it's great visual, an audio visual in my brain. The theater of the mind was going full throttle for me there, and I liked it. I'm really digging this concept album by 1968, The Pretty Things. Okay. I love the music in that one. The acoustic guitar throughout this whole album so far. I love acoustic guitar, but it's done with this. It'd be interesting to do this album, like to redo it, like re-record it with almost like electric guitar. Just like it'd be so chompy and crunchy if you really wanted to. Like,
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just it's acoustic, almost like it's almost like hard rock, folk rock in some ways. But it's because it's acoustic guitar. It's a little tender. It's not as overwhelming. But yeah, all right. Balloon Burning.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go. Very electric heavy here.
There's Tink.
Wow. Look at this, how fast that strumming is.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Tink, tink, tink. Okay.
Oh, let me read the story first.
Yes.
Okay, so Sorrow's fiance travels by balloon, the Hindenburg, to join him, but it bursts into flame at arrival, killing all aboard. Sorrow is left alone. His beloved fiance is dead. And the next song is called Death. Okay, so thoughts on the song?
First, I'm going to say, with a name like Sorrow, I mean, I didn't see that coming. The song. Let's talk about the song. So the song was, I loved it. Actually, I think that's probably one of the best songs so far.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Easily. I mean, I would say easily because all the ones. Yeah, that's a banger.
Yeah, and for more reasons than I thought. So I think actually this song's extremely far ahead of its time.
Yes. I hope you. Okay, keep going. I hope you don't take what I'm going to say. So keep going. But keep going. You start.
Okay. So the way that they're harmonizing reminds me of late 90s grunge.
Yes, you took the words out of my mouth.
But I can't remember the band, so you'll probably remember.
Yeah, Alice in Chains.
Yes.
This is.
Yeah.
No, dude, we're simpatico, brother. No, it's Jerry Cantrell and Lane Staley singing that.
Yeah.
Just that's totally Alice in Chains,
the way that they like
man.
offset their rhythm. Yeah. So
it's and I don't know if it's Phil May doing both vocals, but I'm an Alice in Chains fan, like obviously. So yeah, Jerry Cantrell and Lane Staley, they would do that. Interchange. I was like, who's singing here? Like they almost sound the same, but they're different tenors. But anyways, yeah, this is. I wonder if these guys knew, because that is grunge singing right there. That is 1968, ahead of his time. That's grunge vocal with that wah 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 wah. Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I love it. Totally reminded me of that.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy, Nathan?
Huh.
Alice in Chains' first album was 1990.
Yeah.
It came out just 22 years after this, which, when we were kids, 22 years ago, when you're, how old were we? 15 in 1990. You and I were 15. That was
32
before we were born. But now, Alice in Chains' album came out 32 years ago.
Oh, I see.
You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, yeah.
So when Alice in Chains made their album, this album was 22 years old, which for us is 22 years.
22 years? Oh, it's the 60s.
Yeah. But now but Alice in Chains' debut album was 32 years ago from. Oh, it's so weird, man. Anyway. Okay.
But yeah, I'm so glad we both picked up on that, because I really do think it's as well. And in fact, I even think like Alice in Chains should go back and like pay homage to that, maybe, just because it would work so well. Anyway.
Well, I'm sure they would love to, but
I don't know enough about Alice in Chains. You know way more than I do.
Lane Staley died a number of years ago, my friend. So
I didn't know that. No, I didn't.
Yes.
Know that. Okay.
I did not know that. Yeah, he died in 2002, 20 years ago, at the age of 34. You want to take any guesses? Riding his bicycle without a helmet. Okay, so. No, it's heroin.
Oh,
it was drugs.
I was going to say drugs, but maybe you're joking with me. Okay,
no. Unfortunately, Lane had a problem with drugs. It's unfortunate. I'm if I remember correctly, it was heroin, but if not heroin, something. It was drugs. Okay. Credible vocals, but they have had a second singer who's done very well with the band. They've done a few albums with that singer, and they do very well, and they carry the torch forward of the band. But yeah, okay, great stuff. The next song, Nathan, is called "Death." And this will end side one. So this ends our part one, side one to this concept album. All right. There's almost like a Western flavor to it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Your loved ones, they place heavy stones on your face. Your sonnets of life, they are filling the case. High windows inside me look down on your face. understand.
Some sitar.
Yeah.
As a slow pulse of sobbing dries from the sky, my grief in red circles surrounding an eye. Great child stands looking and passes on by.
Oh, is it Death on a Pale Horse? Is this like a horse riding?
No, it sounded
Is it a
like
horse, or is it birds flying?
wet flippers walking on ground. It
Yeah, it's Death wearing flippers on the side of the pool.
I'm just saying what my ears were saying.
I don't know. It sounded like Death on a Pale Horse riding. I don't know. Anyway.
It sounded like something wet.
Okay, so that is the end of side one and part one of our review of this album, SF Sorrow. I'm digging this, and I was a little bit hesitant about this album, not because it's like anything. I'm always a little bit nervous before we do any album review because I'm like, I really want to make sure we give an honest reaction, which is always our thing, and also I want to enjoy it because people paid us good money to listen to it, but they also want to hear our honest reaction. So there's that fine line between I never want to lie to people about what we're hearing, but I've always, or actually, I'm surprised how much, as I've been doing this reaction channel stuff, how much I enjoy concept albums. I get a kick out of it. I kind of get a kick out of the story, and and I'm digging because it's like a play. So every song by itself isn't necessarily like you're gonna listen to the song on your one wheel or while I'm jogging.
Sure.
But I like how it's a story, and every song is like a little mini play. Like if I was rich, I would actually hire animators to animate the story. I would like to see this played out on screen, and so I really enjoyed this story and what's going on, and the visuals of my theater of the mind is really kind of cool. I guess by itself without people doing it for me. But anyways, I'm really enjoying this Murdoch. Great sounds here. I like how it sounded like this Western kind of like rolling tumbleweed type vision of like death, and it's just like this desert, and it's an otherworldly almost of this poor fiance going through this universe of death.
Yeah, and I have as well. I think there was the one song where I was kind of like, musically it wasn't great, but like I've enjoyed the rest of these songs immensely, and I think that there's a lot to be said for perhaps what was missed as people listen to this for the first time. I imagine like the critics, like you say, I think Rolling Stone didn't like this. They looked at it perhaps from the wrong like perspective. When you look at it from the perspective of what is this doing musically? What is it doing, like pushing, music in a direction that hasn't been pushed before? There's quite a bit there, actually. And like we said on that other song, the one that we really liked together, the one we both pointed out, it's like well ahead of its time.
Right.
So, yeah.
All right. Okay. Part one.
We'll
see you on the next one.
See you in the next one. Right into it.
Right. Next song, Nathan, is Barren Saturday. Barren Saturday.
Yep. I'm usually bare on Saturday.
Saturday. Sorrow. He'll show you games to play. his mouth up to your ear. The words won't disappear. He'll take your eyes out for a ride through an eyeglass of tears. It's not clear. Oh, on Saturday, white visions black, Mr. Marley. Neath the sky of milk, you're drinking silk. You've lost the runcible spoon.
The runcible spoon. The shaker.
Yeah. He'll show you a grave of someone who was saved from living her life in a year. He'll show you a grave of someone who was saved from taking his life with a knife.
I like his vocal work on that part. More talking about hey, come on,
Bongos.
That's definitely drum tracks, overlay drum tracks there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Boom. Some explosions.
All right.
Yeah, that one really felt Beatles. like it would have come from the that what's that album? We're like halfway through it.
Yeah, just keep talking over the crowd noise. Hey, crowd noise. Hey, crowd noise.
What?
I'm hearing crowd noise. Where's that? What am I listening to? Why do I hear crowd noise on my end? Sorry, I thought you talking.
I'm not playing.
What is playing on my end? Why do I hear a bunch of yelling and
what? What's going on?
What is going? What is playing? I wish you could hear.
I can't hear anything. I don't know what you're hearing.
Look, can you hear the headphones?
Nope. Like the occasional thing there. Yeah. Step away.
Okay, sorry.
From
Just
the light.
pause the recording for a second. I'm hearing.
Okay. Go.
All right. I just want to apologize. Technical difficulties. I had a movie or something playing in the background, and I didn't know it kicked up on its own, and I thought it was crowd noises from the song because it actually, if you could go back it actually kind of made sense. It actually, it kind of fit the song. And so I thought, wow, they're really dragging this crowd noise. And you're talking. And so anyway, before you talk about the song, Nathan, let me say what the song was about. Are you ready? So Sorrow drifts. So that's SF Sorrow, our character of the story. So Sorrow drifts into a state of depression that leads him on an epic journey to the center of his subconscious. When wandering the streets, he encounters the mysterious Baron Saturday, a character intended to represent Baron Samedi, or Samedi, which is French for Saturday, a deity for Haitian voodoo religion. So the black cloaked Saturday invites Sorrow to take a journey, and then, without waiting for a response, borrows his eyes and initiates a trip through the underworld. That's the song Baron Saturday. That's fun. Yeah.
So maybe that's why there was bongos. I don't know.
Yeah, it was like that trip of this otherworldly. Now you keep mentioning the Beatles. There is definitely some similarities or themes that maybe the Beatles quote unquote invented, or even maybe some could argue perfected to a degree. That's fine and that's fair. It was like saying, Black Sabbath, invented heavy metal, so no other band can ever do a crunchy chord. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we know that, yes, the Beatles invented maybe this kind of sound or experience or whatever. However, that being said, yes, this album is killing it. Like, I'm enjoying the experience all the same. I love his vocal work. That's Mr. May. His vocal work. I love the experiments. I love the drum sound. I don't know if the Beatles did that kind of drum solo overlaying the drums in the middle, like almost like a drum solo. That was really cool.
It's for sure building on what the Beatles. I'm not trying to say they're imitating the Beatles. I'm just like, you can't deny that there's a Beatles connection there. You can't deny it.
Welcome to the most of rock and roll after the Beatles were formed.
No, I know, but this is around their time, and that's
it's exactly it was 68. This is 68. Yeah.
So I just wanted to end with one more thing, Ryan. You ready?
Of course. Yeah.
You sing along with me. What? Step for Parents Saturday. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, I am not editing this. This garbage is going on the YouTube with no edits. So people are turning this thing off already. Okay. I'm surprised anyone made it this far. Okay.
Yeah, if you made it this far, the current keyword is
all right, Nathan, you ready for the journey?
I'm ready. What's next?
The journey.
Oh, the journey. Okay. Sup for Baron Saturday.
City it leaves without traces. Blind sparrows carry me, resting my head on a rainbow. High in a tree.
Oh yeah, you're definitely high in a tree.
Oh yeah.
I'm reflected. Why naked figures twist the key, turning my thoughts into shadow, lying on the walls of me.
Bass solo.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
keep on doing the fader. I love how much like stereo stuff is happening. Hey, like,
they're playing with the stereo mixer. Yeah, looking back and forth.
Let's put the guitar over on this side. Oh,
sure.
no, let's put it over on this side.
It's like when 3D TVs first came out, which nobody uses anymore. Like, remember that was a thing?
I know, yeah.
It's like, look, we make everything 3D. It's like, yeah, okay, enough. Yeah. We get it. We get the technology's available, but it doesn't make it better.
It made you sick watching it. Yeah. No, but it was good. Like, I loved how it changed. I like how that song. It started off this kind of like I thought somewhat Beatlesque. Now let me just say this though. Now I'm pointing out more, I'm noticing a lot more. This isn't a slight against Ringo Starr, but the quality of the drumming is better. Like it's actually
it is. Yes.
It's got a lot of more technicality to it. So I like that. Yeah, it's really good.
Okay, I'll give my thoughts here first, but I'll give you this song was about a trippy quest begins by taking flight into the air, where sorrow is driven by. What?
I'm giving you music to go along with it.
Okay, let me start that again. I didn't realize I was going to, because I can't see you. I'm reading this off Wikipedia, and I can't see you on camera. So I thought it was another movie playing in the background on my computer again.
I'll start the journey again.
A trippy quest begins by taking flight into the air, where sorrow is driven by whip cracking barren Saturday. Sorrow thinks he's flying toward the moon, but instead sees that it's his own face. The Baron pushes him through the mouth of the face and then down the throat. Yay, I like that. Where they find a set of oak doors. Ooh. Saturday throws them open and prompts sorrow inside, where he finds a room full of mirrors. That's the Journey song. You done?
I was already done. I was just.
Yeah, but that's
Are you done? Are you done? I was listening. I'm just.
Yeah, sure.
I'm just giving you a little.
Yeah, people want us to sing "My Heart Will Go On."
Oh.
Near, far, wherever you are, my heart will go on. Becky's groaning in the living room right now. She can hear through the wall. I wonder what Becky thinks we do sometimes. She goes, "People pay money for your garbage?" Yes. I know. It's absolutely. Soon we will lose all patrons. It will happen. Just wait. All right, you ready?
My goodness, it got dark pretty fast.
Well, it is winter. Okay.
Next song is "I See You," or did you have something to say about that song?
Oh, I loved it. I loved the build up, the acoustic guitar at the beginning. It had this, it had a kind of a hard rock build up. This is very. We talked about the grunge influence this album may have had. You know, this is a 1968 album, 54 years ago. It's really ahead of its time in many ways.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, so I see you. I see you.
I see you.
I see you.
I see you.
Okay, let's go. Yeah, there you go.
As evening shadows chase the sun, the night is here, my day is done.
1968.
Through dark forests of my mind, a light is shone. It's you I find. I
Hey, oh. Yeah.
On the dark and wind-swept street, the faces I see of the people I meet. With their eyes, they pierce Silent shadows creep on walls. Catch the wind, it's yours to catch. Catch the wind, it's yours to catch. She's gone away. She's gone As I look into the sea, the waves they break and part for me. As my mind slips into sand, the water returns with the warmth of your hand.
I thought it was you again.
Nope. Steps to see, taking the steps to see, taking the steps to see.
Taking the steps to see. Taking the steps to see.
Whoa!
Oh, nice.
Taking the steps to see. That's great.
All right, so let me. So each mirror shows a memory from his childhood. So which Baron Saturday suggests that he studies well. After the Hall of Mirrors comes a long, winding staircase, which brings him to two opaque mirrors that show him the horrible truths and revelations from his life. Oh, that's going to be my journey. That's going to be my journey in the next life.
That's the taking the steps to see.
I love it. I love this stuff, man. It's so great. This is so trippy. This is so 54 years ago, and they were 20. I think we talked about it before. I think he was 24 when he made this album. This is insane. I love that.
What's the band's name? Because that was nothing like the Beatles. Like I'm already done with talking about the Beatles.
Yeah.
That's like, I guess this is early prog. Is that not correct? Like
there's definitely prog. Yes, because it's not conventional songs with the chorus. It doesn't, according to Wikipedia, it doesn't say prog. They call it psychedelic rock, psychedelic pop, and experimental rock. So that's probably your prog part there.
Okay, so
it's not conventional because I know experimental music is whatever. Like it is what it is. Yeah.
So it sounds like, okay, I don't know. This is how dumb I am.
Well, yeah, we know that. Go continue.
It's like, what's that song that like dun 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 blah, blah. What?
Yeah, that one. Tip of my tongue. Too.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh, is it the one that goes? Is that one?
Stop. Sorry. Pull this up.
Yeah. There, you hear my echo. There you go. It's gone now. Yeah, it's like that one.
Knights in White Satin, I think, is the. Who sings that song?
Okay.
It's on the radio all the time.
In
the station. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, maybe people in our chat can tell us because. Yeah.
I don't know.
I think I know what you're saying, though.
It sounds like that song. I just don't know who sings that song. I'm sure,
I know.
When this makes it to YouTube, they'll be like, you guys don't know. Moody Blues, maybe?
Maybe. Rush?
No, it's not Rush.
Rush.
It has a really good epic solo in it, too. There was like little pieces of that song, and I thought, oh, maybe there's an influence here. But anyway. You ready for
the next song? It's called Well of Destiny. It looks like it might be an instrumental there. Yeah.
1 minute 47. Here we go.
Just go into the next song.
Okay.
After this, yeah. I think it's just an interlude or something. There's nothing written on it. So it's like he's traveling through.
You want to know what else is making me think is King Gizzard?
Mm-hmm.
King Gizzard could have taken a bit of inspiration from these guys.
Sure. Yeah, this just bleeds into the next song called Trust, so let's keep going. There's nothing written on this song. It's just I think it's just the psychedelic journey.
Yeah. More like a stereophonic journey.
Yeah. Oh, I want to say on the previous song while this is going, I like the vocal effect. There's like this warbling effect they did with the vocals. Did you catch that? I love that. They're like, let's play with stuff. We have stuff we can do.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Let's play with stuff.
Yeah. 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 I bet he's really like, what is going on in there? All right, here we go. Trust is next.
Okay.
More stereo effect. Ooh.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Excuse me, please, I wipe a tear away from an eye that sees there's nothing left to trust. Finding that their minds are grey and there's no sorrow in the world that's left to trust. Sitting on top of a white cloud, looking around for someone there to trust. Changing your mind as you go through time. You grasp at straws, there are written laws that say you must. Tired eyes, you follow the man that has in his hand the banner that says dust to dust. Finding that his mind's gone wrong and there's no sorrow in the world that's left to trust. You're sitting on top of that white cloud, looking around for someone there to trust. You're changing your mind as you go through time. You grasp at straws, there are written laws that say you must. As the sun is rising, you're seen walking. You're going away, going away. Excuse me, please, I wipe a tear away from an eye that sees there's nothing left to trust. Finding that their minds are grey and there's no sorrow in the world that's left to trust. You're sitting on top of that white cloud. You're looking around for someone there to trust. Changing your mind as you go through time. You grasp at straws, there are written laws that say you must.
Didn't expect that ending.
Yeah, these songs keep surprising me. They're complex. It's experimental, but there is always enough of a chorus, harmonies. That was pretty, I would say, straightforward song. That was pretty straightforward, especially after that cacophony of noise. This one was a little bit more soothing and relaxing.
Yeah, and the lyrics are actually really clever. I love it when
Before you go into the lyrics, I want to hear what your thoughts are. But here's what that song was. So sorrow's destroyed by his journey. It's just sorrow.
This is the intro to. Keep going.
Sorrow is destroyed by his journey. It leads him to understand that no one can be trusted, and that society will only do away with you when you become old and serve it no longer.
Well said. It's good. That's interesting. Okay, so
okay.
what does that have to do with? Anyway, I guess I was when I was
Tell me what you thought of the lyrics.
They're just clever. So like right from the beginning. Excuse me, please. I wipe a tear away from an eye that see. There's nothing left to trust. Mm-hmm. Finding that their minds are gray and there's no sorrow in a world that's left to trust. Like it's a really it's poetry. Like it's actually very clever poetry. So, changing your mind as you go through time, you grasp at straws. There are written laws that say you must. That say you have to trust. You have to trust people. You're supposed to just trust things all the time. And I don't know. I find this would be a song if I lived in this time, and I'd be like, oh, this actually has a lot of meaning to it. There's a lot of stuff that you could pull from that and go and understand. Because that idea of how trust works, it's not just. That's the hard part about trust is that it's always implied that you just have to trust things, and you're like, yeah, but trust isn't easy. You have to earn trust, and it's it takes time to learn how to trust. Anyway,
I like it. Well said, Nathan.
Well, you better like it.
Okay. So the next one is called Old Man Going. That's what everyone says when I get up and leave.
That's what everyone says when they come to our channel.
Yeah. That's true. There's those old men going on again.
Yeah.
Well, there they have things to say.
There's that asshat and the corn dog.
Corn dog, yeah.
All right. Oh, this is a good one. Oh. Whoa!
It's got some Kiss sound. This is early Kiss sound here.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
He's singing like an old man. I think that's what he's singing.
Yeah.
He's singing like an old man. Look at it. I love it. This is crazy.
Oh, wow. The best song so far.
Yeah. Easily. Oh.
It's like Black Sabbath a little bit.
This is crazy. This is before Black Sabbath too.
Yep. my goodness. We've said this before about this album, about how far ahead of its time it is.
Oh, yeah.
That's way ahead of its time.
This is okay. So Black Sabbath. We talked about Black Sabbath before the song. Like we mentioned them. I forget what it was in reference to. Mm-hmm. Black Sabbath debut album didn't come out till 2 years after this album, and they're both from the UK. Now think about that for a second.
Yep.
Okay. Now I don't know how big this album was. I don't know. Let us know in the comments if anyone's watched it this far. Let us know in the comments. Did Black Sabbath ever acknowledge this? And not only that. The Who says, no, there's just that guitar riff, and I don't know what song it's from because I'm not a Who fanatic, but let me know in the comments. The Who does the exact same riff on the song, and it's like spot on. If it's not the exact same riff, it's the whole feeling, the whole part of the concept. Now we could say, well, you said that about the Beatles. No, that's fair. So the Who, maybe these guys created the rock opera concept album, sure. And then the Who did it too, and they did a great job with like Tommy and what have you. Mm-hmm. Oh, Pinball Wizard, yeah, that's the one. I knew. Okay, I think it's Pinball Wizard. Yes. So, anyways, that being said, this is a song. Had I shown this to you back when we were teenagers, and I told you it was an early, UK metal band.
Yeah,
I didn't give you a year or anything. And hey, Nathan, see if you can name the artist. And you'd be like, I don't know. Like you wouldn't be like, this is 1968. Like you wouldn't think that.
No, I would have thought either late 70s,
yeah,
or maybe even early 80s.
The only thing that gives it away a little bit is just the recording because it's just different studio equipment back then. But that drum roll through, it's like holy, it was relentless. It was relentless,
and the bass was so heavy.
Yeah.
It was just like doom 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 doom. You can just like it reverberates. Yeah.
I after this recording, I'm gonna go online and see if someone covered this, like a modern type band.
Oh, they must have.
Yeah. But let me tell you what the song was about, though, from Wikipedia here. So we're following the storyline here. Would you like to know that? Sorry, I just lost my place here. He is driven into a dark mental seclusion where he suffers from eternal loneliness. Oof. Much like Pink Floyd's The Wall, a similar rock opera, SF Sorrow is the tale of a man who has endured hardships, which he uses to build into a mental wall that cuts him off from the rest of the waking world and leaves them without light. Aw. All right. All right, let's just do the last song on this side. Nathan's only a minute and a half. It's called Loneliest Person. Now, this is poor SF Sorrow, The Loneliest Person. And then we'll finish side 3 on our next recording.
Okay.
You might be the loneliest person in the world. You'll never be as lonely as me.
That acoustic is amazing.
Yes, you might be the loneliest person in the world. You'll never be as lonely as me. Oh, the sky, it seems dark as I'm walking through a park, but the face, it is too bright to see. Oh, the sun might rise high on an orange kind of sky, but the day, it seems too dark for me. Yes, you might be the loneliest person in the world. You'll never be as lonely as me. Yes, you might be the loneliest person in the world. Your name, it would have to be me.
This is a great song.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Like, so short. So I'm going to make a prediction here. Like, that last song that we did, obviously, like, you're going to look up and see if it's been covered. I would bet that this one's been covered too. I would almost dollars to donuts. Yeah. It's got to have been covered. Yeah.
you know who it sounded like? I think we mentioned before with some other, done over 800 videos. Grapes of Wrath.
Oh, I think you might have said that on the last one. Yeah.
That's a Canadian band from the 90s, but
don't know them well enough to be able to go like, oh, right. Yeah. But I'll take your word for it.
Okay. Well, that's part 2. Stand by for part 3, which will be instantaneous when people... Well, if you're watching this on Patreon, you're going to have to wait a little bit. But if you're watching this on YouTube, it's right now.
Okay. So these last songs are...
4 songs.
4 songs are apparently extras. We found out in between the blip here, between last time you saw us and right now. So we're going to do these bonus ones, partly because we love Murdoch.
Yeah, Murdoch deserves it. He's always given us the highest tier every month lately, and he deserves it. So we appreciate that. The album tier is the king of all Welp tiers. We do have a $1,000 tier. That's where Ryan will not be nude. Like, I could be nude, but... Why am I bringing it up in the middle of this album review? I don't even understand.
Why?
It's a stupid joke.
What's going on?
I'm just joking about I don't. There's no $1,000 tier. Yeah. Hit me. Okay, that's great. Okay. So, anyways, now we were following the story of SF Sorrow, and I don't have any more storylines for these 4 songs. I think these songs are legit, like bonus tracks. I thought this album was 3 sides. It was my mistake. These are like singles that they released afterwards. So we're just going to listen to the songs, see if they do tie into the story. But according to Wikipedia, there's no... Yeah, the story ended with Loneliest Person. That's Okay.
All right.
So here's the first one called Defecting Gray.
Yeah. Here goes.
Cool effect.
Sitting alone on a bench with you, mirrored above in the sky, wondering if you will say goodnight, leave me a grave of goodbye.
Pretty intense bass.
Blind sky hangs in blackness, blind threads, patterns weaving. Somebody going tells you they are leaving.
Holy moly!
Gardens of shadow, lights flash, someone is driving. Gears change, car on a highway going my way.
Oh!
Sitting alone on a bench with you, talking about your life and mine.
Sitting alone on the bench.
I find that you just
Job's done, my lord.
They are just no friend of mine. Seen it all, but you're forgetting. You passed it by, but you're not ready. You've had it all before you're gone. You see them dying, now they're all alone. Sitting alone on a bench
With you, dipping my eyes in the stream.
breath from your lips chases shadows away, clearing the mist from our tree.
your hand, left with the brush of your sleeve. Bench, mirrored above in the sky,
Sitting alone on the bench with you.
Okay, first impressions. Here's my first impression. I think.
Well, that's what we do here. That's what we do.
Is it though?
I don't know.
So, this is what I was thinking. Because this song is an extra. It's an extra song. It's a bonus.
It's called a bonus track. Yes.
My guess is how they approach this, because everything else had this like story arc to it, right? It says has to be this story, and that's somewhat confining, not totally. Like they're very experimental. So like the other stuff that we listen to, it's not out of place. The song isn't out of place with the other songs, but it is in the sense that it feels like they were really kind of like, okay, no more like walls around this. Let's just kind of play with it. So they took off the training wheels and just went, let's just do whatever. Maybe they're high as a kite for sure, but like there's a level of like, we don't care how this comes out, which I kind of like. I know it's not going to make the next single. It's not going to make the perfect song necessarily. Sometimes it does, but often it's just you see them at their truest form. I just love it. I love that.
Yeah, this album, the first two parts of our recording was, of course, the story, the concept that Phil May, the vocalist, wrote. So these are the bonus tracks. So these are songs maybe the band just had in their back pocket during the recording of this album that didn't fit the story. I think that's what we're getting here. Yeah. This could have been an EP, a 4-song EP for sure.
Yep.
So what I liked, this song was all over the place in a great way. Different sounds, voice work by the singer Phil. Again, this heavy electric guitar. This is 1968. Let me stress that again. 1968. And I wonder if Jethro Tull was influenced by this band to some degree.
Yeah. That's very likely.
All right, Nathan. Next one is called Mr. Evasion.
Mr. Evasion.
Mr. Evasion, yes.
Okay. Let's have a listen then, shall we?
Shall we?
Running backwards, running from the life you lived. You would never face a future. It's from this ship I was hid.
Backwards.
Yeah.
The techniques of evasion, sidestepping facts and thoughts, playing with life's equations, up there on your rocking horse. Looking round, you're seeing nothing, just the things you want to see. What's the
feel like I hear a flute in there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm going to sound like a broken record player, and I apologize for that. It's just I'm constantly surprised by the year this came out, and the electric guitar work. Maybe I'm just naive. I don't know what kind of music was being played back then. We talked about how there's some Beatlesque performances in the concept part, but these standalone songs that aren't part of the concept album per se, the storyline. They're just like rockers. They're just like these effects, heavy guitar, the bass line going fast. It's just like these guys are. I guess they're a 1968 hard rock band. I mean, there's some songs that borderline on heavy metal sound. They were heavy metal and rock before Sabbath.
Yeah, and punk too. Like that.
Yeah,
that one felt very punky to me. Very like, yeah.
Punky Brewster.
Yeah, Punky Brewster.
You remember Punky Brewster? Did anyone remember? So, did you know the actress that played Punky Brewster, when she became a woman, she got very chesty. In fact, she got very chesty, and she had to get a reduction. Wait, she didn't have to. I mean, I certainly didn't want her to, but she did. It's too bad. She's still a very attractive young lady. I mean, she's our age, but Google that stuff. I'm not joking. Punky Brewster.
I'm not questioning it.
Okay. So I think her name is like Soleil Moonfry or something. It's a really weird name. Anyways, she got. I knew she was chesty at a very I remember following her chesty growth, and then I was just like. Then I remember she talked about how she's going to get them reduced, and I cried to the heavens like, God gave you this. Why do you do this to the maker? Anyways, go on, Nate. Sorry.
That's why people come to this channel, not to find out about the bands that we're reacting to, but to find out.
I don't actually know why anyone's come to this channel. In fact, I don't actually know why anyone does this stuff. Yeah, people are still listening to this album review for the Pretty Things. I can't wait to hear what they have to say about the bonus tracks. Here I go. Jeez. This is like bonus content regardless. Like, nobody cares what we're saying anyways. We can say whatever we want. At this point, nobody's listening.
It's true.
So go on.
So true.
Okay.
So true. On that note, I think it's time to bring out the Jiggle Bell.
No, it's early. It's not December yet. Oh. Yeah, let's easy on that. All right, we'll make an announcement about our December stuff coming up soon. Okay, so what do you got next?
Well, no, I don't know. What's next?
The next song is Talking About the Good Times. Yeah, I was talking about the good times with the Chesty Soleil Moonfry. All right.
Good grief.
She had sun in her face. Her lips kiss the sun, caress the sun. In fields of light we found a place. She had sun in her eyes. The clouds cross the sun, without the sun, as evening shadows in her eyes. Talking about the good times. Talking about the good. Talking about the good times.
Tears of mystic rain in the air.
The sky turns gray and melts away. Shiny streets are in that day. Talking about the good times. Talking about the good. Talking about the good times. Talking about the good.
Like Beach Boys.
Boom, boom, boom.
Well, I know I'm going to sound like a broken record with this, but
Okay, dude. Me too with what I'm about to say. You go first.
the drumming is top tier in this album. Like it's I shouldn't say it's top tier compared to obviously people come after this, but certainly before this you don't get this quality of drumming except for maybe on the jazz end of things where there's some pretty exceptional drummers in the jazz world. But here, this is like they've taken what all these other songs, all these other artists that are drumming at the time, and still kind of like doing versions of blues drumming, and like we've said, it's like borderline rock metal drumming, you know. And that to me, like we've said many times, like I said, this is the broken record part. Like they're so ahead of their times, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's what my impression was.
Yeah, I'm digging these bonus tracks. I really enjoyed the concept album. It was a fun journey. But what we're getting here is an idea of what they sound like when they don't have to stick to a concept.
Yeah.
Like these are just it's funny. The concept album worked, meaning it all flowed like a story for real. It worked really well.
Yep.
But we're now getting a sniff, so to speak, of hey, here's a song, here's a song, here's a song. It almost like a different band. To some degree.
To a certain extent, yeah.
Because it has such a different sound than the concept part. Yeah. All right, well, speaking of which, this is the last of those tracks. It's called Walking Through My Dreams.
Walking through my dreams.
Dreams. Yeah, let's guess the chorus. I'm going to guess.
Okay.
Walking through my dreams.
That's what I just said.
Walking through my dreams. There you go. That's what
my guess is
Walking through my dreams. Walking through my dreams. Walking through my dreams.
Yeah, they're the first growling band.
Yeah,
they did the first growl.
They're super ahead of their times.
Let's check it out. All right.
When I'm unhappy and in my eyes things are bad, I just have to close them all and suddenly I'm glad. Walking through my dreams at night. Walking through my dreams at night.
You were closer.
Yeah, I was closer than the growling.
I never worry 'cause I never get the time. You sweep our thoughts away when you cross my mind. Walking through my dreams at night, you're walking.
Feels like a tambourine song. Oh, yeah. See you later, Ryan.
dreams at night. Walking through my dreams at night.
Through my dreams at night.
Will lift my sleepy head in case the vision goes. Here in purple velvet, now where time and motion slows. Walking through my dreams at night, you're walking through my dreams at night. Walking through my dreams and I'm not asleep.
And I'm not sleep.
Walking through my dreams at night, you're walking through my dreams at night. Walking through my dreams and I'm not
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, okay, all right. All right. Hey. This album was a fun journey. What do you think, Nathan? This was a fun time for Murdoch. This was actually a pleasant surprise. I admit I was a little bit nervous. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I just truly enjoyed this album experience. I think it was just a lot of fun to react and to listen to. People can't hear me? Can you hear me, Nathan?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay. Sorry. People can hear me, but people can't hear me. But am I coming through the soundboard? That's the important thing.
Si, senor. If
Okay.
if you pop in and out of the Discord, it usually works.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, I'll wrap this up because we've talked a lot about the album as we've gone through, which is why we do that. We don't just wait till the very end to give our thoughts, or else I'll forget everything. But this was a fun experience, a great journey. I admit I was a little bit nervous when we got the requests from Murdoch because I was like, but yeah, this was truly a fun, unique listening experience, and this is why we do this channel. So thank you so much, Murdoch, for that journey. I do appreciate that.
Yeah, Murdoch tends to give us stuff that is kind of the edge of what we're challenged by, but is usually in what we would still consider our wheelhouse. And this, I think, absolutely pushed us in a direction neither of us knew anything about this band.
No.
So like now that we know it, it feels like, oh, I've got this little piece of the puzzle now of where a lot of these sounds kind of originated, or where a lot of this stuff, was being developed at least. So I liked it. I liked it so much. I love it.
I want to say, Murdoch's very good at edginess.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Okay. There we go.
Murdoch, thank you for taking us to the edge. Yeah. Walking through my dreams now. Walking through my dreams. Okay. No one's watching this. Would you stop the recording? Say see you on the next one so we can move on.
Stop the recorder? I don't want to stop the recorder.
No. Yeah, just...
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you very much. See you in the next one. Bye.